What's good, y'all? What's up with it? Ow! It's your girl, Poppy. I mean, you can call me Poppy J if you're feeling spicy. And baby, we are back with a brand new episode of Pop Talk. As you guys know, I am highlighting the now and future of young Black excellence through the AT&T Rising Future Maker class of 2022. Today's special guest is an aspiring philanthropist who has created and established a nonprofit organization geared towards supporting young students. I'm so excited to have Kayla Willis join me today. So y'all don't go anywhere and stay tuned for this episode of Pop Talk. What's good, y'all? What's up? It's your girl, Poppy J. Yeah. High five, G. Woo! Welcome to Pop Talk, y'all. We have the beautiful Kayla Willis now joining us on this episode of Pop Talk today. And you know what? I'm going to give you the floor to introduce yourself to the Pop Talk community.
Yes, hi, Pop Talk. My name is Kayla Willis. I'm a recent grad from Fisk University. I just received my bachelor's degree in political science and Spanish. I'm an advocate. I run a 501c3 public charity nonprofit. I love tea. I love to ride my bike. All things just tranquility and finding my purpose and living within that. So thank you for having me, Poppy. I really, really am excited.
Yes, me too. Thank you so much for joining me on Pop Talk today. It really does mean a lot. So let's go ahead and get into this gig, honey. I briefly mentioned before that you are, managing a nonprofit organization, the More Than Numbers program. And first, I just want to talk about what is this program? Why did you start it? How did it come about? Give us all the tea. All the tea.
4 years ago, you may or may not have seen me all over the internet because I had 34 college acceptances and over $1.5 million.
That was you?
That was me.
That was you.
That was me.
Okay.
That was me. And that brought a lot of opportunities from being featured in Teen Vogue to Essence to all the local news channels here in South Fulton, Atlanta. But the most notable one was being featured on the Steve Harvey Talk Show.
That
So
was you. Oh my, I am mind blown right now.
while I was on the Steve Harvey Talk Show, I was giving a $5,000 check. However, I had already gotten a full ride to Fisk University, which is my alma mater now. And I just really didn't need the money for myself. One question that I always got before even the whole virality of everything was, how are you doing all this? How are you getting all these acceptances? How are you balancing IB and honors and magnet and
Yeah.
all that stuff? That was what I was always getting. The simple answer is like, well, that's just who I am, but like the long-term answer is I've really been like creating these systems since I was a kindergartner, honestly. And I always told
Wow.
myself if I ever got the money that I would just create a program. It wasn't even supposed to be a nonprofit. I was just going to create a program that helps students basically not necessarily do what I do, but figure out how to balance everything to get the best bang of their buck. So when I got that $5,000, I was like, oh, this is what this money is going towards immediately. So I started the More Than Numbers program.
How old were you at this time?
I was 18.
You were 18.
I was
Wow.
18. I had just graduated high school. I found my purpose through that. Like I didn't really know what my purpose was. I knew that I was supposed to help people, but I didn't know if it was supposed to be through like politics
You're
or
right. The capacity of it.
yeah,
Right.
I figured out. I was like, well, I'm really good at this, program making, helping systems. I'm really good at this type of stuff. And then COVID hit. I'm a year out, so I don't have the Steve Harvey thing no more. I don't have.
Mhm.
I mean, people know who I am a little bit more, but I don't have this clout per se that could back me up. I'm in the trenches asking folks for 10 here, 20 here, just to get this 250 for the student. I was able to do it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, this is how I'm supposed to help people through this nonprofit. In other ways, of course, but this is what I'm supposed to do. So I was like, okay, it's COVID. I'm stuck in the house. We might as well make this a business, you know?
Yeah.
And I got incorporated in July of 2020, got my 501c3 status in October 2020, and now I'm on year 4. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. The way you just blew my mind in the first 5 minutes of this show is insane. So, when you think about kind of having this nonprofit organization now, like how did the shift post COVID go for you in managing something like this, where you are kind of more of like a student facing organization and you're going to have to go from in person, COVID? Like, what does it look like for you now?
Now we're in a hybrid system. So I got a team of directors. So technically I oversee everything.
Mm-hmm.
The fundraising, the events, the media, the outreach, the communications. I see all that. But then I have specific team members who oversee specific aspects of it. And then once I got that, we were able to kind of like figure out, okay, how will we focus down more? Because a problem that I was running into specifically with cohort 1 and cohort 2 was that it was so many students. And the only people that I was helping was the ones that really like showed that they wanted to help, which in hindsight didn't necessarily hurt anyone, but you can't have a program with 30 students and only 6 of them have a test.
Right.
So I learned through cohort 2, like, okay, we need to really try to figure out how to niche it down. And I say now with cohort 4, we're kind of doing that, excuse me, that switch between virtual to hybrid / in person. Right now, we're in the transition from changing from the More Than Numbers youth program to just the More Than Numbers program as an organization.
As an organization.
And then having specific programs that is directly reflecting our mission and vision as an org. So right now we have our college preparatory program. And then we have our second program, which is our More Than Numbers teams program to help them with the professional development through the More Than Numbers program. So if you were a sophomore and at a school, and you were like, I really like making flyers. Well, we would invite you to join our media team through More Than Numbers. So not only are you getting nonprofit experience, but you're also getting experience with working with a team. You're
Right.
also in professional development, and then it looks good on your resume that you're working for a nonprofit. Coming up this fall, we're starting a new program called the More Than Numbers Reach program. And this is dedicated towards helping for that high school development. So once you get to your senior year, you'll be more of a well-rounded candidate. So when you're applying, they can look at you and be like, okay, they've done this, instead of having, just sports or just academics or just clubs or just outside dual enrollment experience. So we're trying to make it where More Than Numbers is catering towards all
Multiple audiences.
yes,
No
exactly.
matter where you are on that collegiate journey, you're going to be able to fill that gap. Girl!
It's very
Yes.
articulated now. It's very before it was just like, oh, I have this idea, but now I'm like, okay, I see if someone was in the Reach program, by the time they get to the college preparatory program, they'll be set. But once they're done with college preparatory, they can always come back and be a part of the team. And it's just a cycle. And we're helping with the disparities because that's just the part that is in person. But we, as an organization, we offer scholarships for students that aren't even associated through More Than Numbers.
Right. Right. Like they don't have to necessarily be in that program to get the scholarship. Like anybody could really apply for that. Is that what you're saying?
Anyone could apply for any of our scholarships that's not cohort specific.
Oh my God, you were giving me life. So, as a young Black woman, being a business owner, an entrepreneur, a student, like I feel like as a young person, that's a lot to kind of put on your shoulders. So, what keeps you going? What keeps you afloat? Like outside of More Than Numbers, outside of being like outside of all the things that you contribute to and that you do, what keeps you sane?
Yes. So one thing I mentioned, I love tea. So I am a big love tea. I love tea. I love tea. I have different bags of tea for different moods, for different days. I love tea. Tea keeps me sane. But other than that, it's just kind of just knowing my end goal and then trying to get there.
Yeah.
Uh that's just a constant reminder. When I get too stressed, I'm just like, okay, Kayla, what are you doing this for? And that helps me kind of, okay, snap back out of it, you know. And it's not that I don't get frustrated, I don't get stressed, I don't get sad, I don't get extremely excited, because I do. I feel all of those emotions, but I try to get myself back into that zone where I'm focused. Another big thing that keeps me sane is just me time to the fullest, or Kayla
Yeah.
time. I love hanging out with my friends. I love a little drink or two. Sometimes I like listening to music. I like doing things like that. And I'm going to make time for it for myself.
As you should.
These past 4 years, I've learned that I can really get really down and hard on myself, and that's the worst feeling to ever feel. So whenever I start to do that, it always starts with tea, and then it's a quick, girl, get it together, and then it's, oh, okay, let's call one of your friends and let's go downtown and see what
Yeah.
we can get into. And I also think that that brings me balance. It makes me more relatable. I feel like when people see me, they just think I'm just this, I don't know, not this box, but this structured girl. And I mean, to an extent, I am, but I'm still, I'm still young.
She said, I'm lit. I don't know about y'all, but I'm lit over
Getting
here.
myself together, so and it's okay for me not to be that way all the time. I try to give
Yeah.
myself and others grace as much as I can.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit and let's talk about Fisk University because you were that girl. You had a lot of options. Okay, let's just say that you had a lot of options. So, how did you end up going to Fisk?
Fisk was always one of the schools that was just like, oh, I wish. And then my senior year, my counselor was like, hey, the president of Fisk is coming. If anybody wants to come, show up. And I was like, well, can I go? Can I go? And I had this mean math teacher, and she would give you detention over anything, like anything. You
Girl,
you
not you
show.
got detention trying to see the president of the-
I told her, I said, I'm going to that. I'm going to that auditorium. I'm going. And you're not holding me back. So I went and I met the president and stuff. And I'm like, okay, Kayla, you got to be on your A game. I mean,
Yeah.
I was. And I met Justin Clark, and he went to Westlake. That's the school I went to. And I was like, oh, okay, I got this. And I applied. And I was like, Lord, please, like, if this is in your plans, please, like, I don't even need a full ride. I'll take
Right.
full.
I'll just yeah.
Let me not to pay too much. And I got the full ride, and that was like the most exciting day of my life.
So, how do you think that Fisk kind of helped mold you into who you are today and kind of really allowed you to grow into where you're going?
So Fisk showed me that, like, you're gonna be on hard times, not even like financially, not even with what's going on, but your
Yeah.
mental is not going to be there. Your
Mm.
academics is not going to be there. You're going to be juggling 4 or 5 different things, and you have to wake up and somebody's going to ask you to take a picture to be on the website, and you're going to have to be,
Ready. Yeah.
ready. In 2021, my grandfather passed away. I was like, I can't do this. I
Yeah.
can't sit up and get on this Zoom every morning. I don't
But I
care.
mean, also, I feel like the generation that we're in has just had the most interesting college experience because when you put in the whole COVID situation, we were not only like living in a world that didn't know what the world was, but we were also managing school, classes, clubs, organizations. You had more than numbers on top of
Yeah.
that. And so I can definitely understand where you're coming from when you're saying that like the college experience was cool, but it was trying.
It was.
Yeah.
Fisk taught me how to do that with grace.
With grace.
Fisk, that's all Fisk is. that's the reason why we have the Jubilee singers. That's the reason why it's so historic. That's the reason why we've had 700 students and we still consider this big old school. That's the reason why we have the gymnastics team now. Like, they taught me how to do that.
Yeah.
With grace, like, seriously, because if you were to look back, you'd be like, how was she able to keep up with all this? Because that's the school I went to.
Because that's the school that I went to. Yeah. And when your school breeds success, no matter what the trials and tribulations are, you know that you're going to be surrounded by people that are going to help you continually go through the trials that you have to. And like you said, do it with grace. And I can definitely see that from hearing your story and from you sharing your story. And I'm just so thankful that you came on here and was like, you know what? I'm going to be very candid with you because that's exactly what we want. And I just really do appreciate that.
Thank
So
you.
that's really beautiful. You know, I'm glad that you ended up choosing Fisk. I'm glad that you chose an HBCU because that obviously has given us this really cool class of rising future makers. And I learned about the Rising Future Maker program from an ad from Ice-T on Instagram. Literally was scrolling and was like, is this Ice-T? And Ice-T was like, you HBCU student? And I was like, I am. And he was like, you should probably be a Rising Future Maker. And I was like, you know what, Ice-T, I will.
Yelling at you through the phone.
Girl, that's my story, and that's the truth.
I believe it.
I would love to know how you learned about the AT&T Rising Future Maker program.
Mine was also through an ad, but it was the first one, the inaugural class.
Oh.
And that was when you had to like post a video or something. And I was trying to get that video down in a minute. And I was like, I don't have it. I just feel like I'm bragging. Like it didn't feel right. Like I'm Kayla Willis. Like this doesn't feel like, I don't feel like I'm ready yet. And I just didn't do it. And I saw it. And one of my friends, Chaz, he's 2021, he got it. And I was like, dang, I really wish I would have done this. The ad for 2022 came up. Okay, let's try again. And then I got it. And I was like, wow, this is like really God's timing for real.
Look at God's timing. He said, you know what, this first round, this is not your time yet. But I love that you didn't just quit. You know, you're like, you know what, if it comes back around, I'm gonna do it the second time. So I love that for you. Come on, high five, Jesus. Well, last but not least, I do want to ask, as a rising future maker, what fuels your future?
People, being able to interact with them, being able to see their growth and use that as motivation for my own, being able to help other people and allow them to be inspired by me, like that, I feel like is one of the biggest joys of being just here right now. You know, like when we followed each other, I was like, wow, she is so cool. Like, you're so cool to me.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
I love everything. Like I watch when you go get your tattoos at every city. Like I know about your life. I mean, I'll be like, wow.
This girl said when you get your tattoos in every city.
Yes, like I'm like, wow, this is so cool. And it like inspires me. So now like when like I'm like, wow, what's gonna be my new city thing? So now I collect keychains. It's not as cool as a tattoo, but you know.
But you have your thing, yeah.
But it's still like, even like people would probably think that I don't even need to be inspired, but no, even small things like that bring me inspiration. And that's like, oh wow, you know, I'm a firm believer, like our time here physically on earth is very limited. Yes. And because of that limit, you really need to do things that inspire you, motivate you, make you happy, allow you to feel. And that's what I just try to do. Yeah. So that's why I have more than numbers. That's why I drink my tea. That's why I do what I do, because I know that, you know, once it's gone, I don't have that time back.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Like this interview has been amazing. Like you blew my mind more than twice. So that's just me, but I'm sure the Pop Talk community is also like mind blown. So I just want to say thank you again for coming and sharing your story, sharing your heart, your mind. It's just truly beautiful and I really do appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. Like, I was so ecstatic. I was like low key fangirling.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, girl, the episode ain't over. Okay, because
Oh,
I love to play
yeah.
games. What's good, y'all? What's up? Today's game is titled, What Would Kayla Do?
Oh, goodness.
What's good, y'all? What's up? Silver or gold?
Gold.
Skydiving or bungee jumping?
Bungee jumping.
Would you rather travel at night or during the day?
During the day.
Fly or drive?
Drive.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Wow. Black or white?
Black.
Beyonce or Rihanna?
Beyonce.
Ah! What's good, y'all? What's up? Based on your personality, if you were reincarnated as an animal, which animal would you be and why?
Oh, a jellyfish.
Why jellyfish?
A jellyfish because I feel like, okay, it's gonna be very loaded, but one, I'm a Pisces. They're really beautiful and they sting. So there's like something that's like really like captivating about them, but they bite back, and I feel like that's me. Also, I feel like jellyfish, they explore a lot in their territory, and I love to explore things. It's an animal that so everybody
knows a jellyfish.
Exactly. So I feel like that'd be me.
I've actually never heard anybody say jellyfish before. That's why I was like, oh wow. So that's actually really cool. That's a good one. Okay. Next question. If you could only say one word for the rest of today, what word would you choose and why?
I'd probably just say yes. I'm sorry. I'd just say yes. I'd probably just say yes. Yeah.
You know, that could really make you end up doing some weird things.
Yeah, that'd be a fun day.
Okay, interesting. So like, hey, Kayla, yes.
Yes.
What you doing later? Yes.
You downtown bungee jumping in the mountains. You'll be like, what?
She downtown bungee jumping in the mountains. She had a yes day.
She had a yes day, yeah. I'd probably just say yes.
All right, I have one more question for this hypothetical round. If we were to carve a new Mount Rushmore, what 4 people or figures would you vote to be carved in the mountain?
I'm putting Obama up there.
Period. Wait, which Obama? Michelle or Barack?
Either or, depending on the times. Some folks don't really like Barack. I love Barack, but if it's Michelle, I love her too. It could be the whole family, honestly.
They're gonna take all 4 slots.
But if I had to pick up
Aaliyah up there too. Okay.
Betty White.
You
gotta ask something for the. You gotta ask.
Rest in peace, Betty. Love Betty.
Even though I'm not a big MLK girly. Okay. I'm trying to think of people who are palatable for mountain. I'm trying to think of economic. Who are folks trying to come see at this mountain? So we could put MLK up there. Okay.
You got one more slot.
One slot. Billy Porter. We'll put the wild card, Billy Porter.
Okay. All right, Billy. We'll do it. We got the Obamas. We got Betty, Billy, and MLK. Love it. What's good, y'all? What's up? You are asked to give a speech at a TED Talk convention. What is your topic?
Oh, I already know. The power of you.
Oh,
Yeah, I have my TED Talk already already scheduled out. If I get free autonomy of what I can talk about, then this is what I'm talking about. But the power of you, and basically I'll just tell how only you can create like your own outcomes. And I have different examples. I would like the roadmap of you, the trajectory of I show you. I have the, but yeah, that's what it'd be about.
Okay, girl, we got to get you on a TED Talk stage.
Just the power of being you, like the power of you. And I feel like not enough people talk about how to balance being yourself in all realms of who yourself is.
In all areas, in all capacities. I always try to be authentically myself, no matter where I am. And it is so hard sometimes. It is so difficult. But I do agree. I agree with what you're saying. I cannot wait for you to have your TED Talk speech because if I'm able, I will be in the audience.
It's happening. I'm going to be on TED Talk.
You are. You are. I see it.
Lord, it doesn't have to be the power of you. I'm gonna be on that stage.
Talk about something.
Y'all can get up there and have me talk about Steve Harvey mustache for 12 minutes. I will be up there. Yes, I will. And I won't care. They would be like, that's the girl that was talking about Steve Harvey mustache? Yep.
What's good, y'all? What's up? Well, all right, beautiful people. That's all we have for you today on this episode of Pop Talk. To Kayla, I just want to say thank you again for coming on the show, sharing your heart, your mind, your time, honey. It is all appreciated. And I know if the audience was doing what they need to do, they were taking notes. Okay. To all the watchers out there, I would not be here without you. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends, your mamas, your daddies, your uncles, your cousins, your brothers, tell everybody you know about Pop Talk. But with that being said, it's your girl Poppy.
And I'm Kayla.
And we are both signing out. Peace, love, and blessings. Remember to live your life with #AllSmiles. High five, G.